Today on Pro Watercross, Round 4 and the Red Desert Championship from beautiful St. George, Utah is underway. We're halfway through the national tour and anything can happen as the points battle tightens up for a national championship. See the sights that St. George, Utah offers and meet the Matsuris brothers all the way from South Africa. All that and a tech tip to keep you comfortable and in control on your ski. Pro Watercross starts right now.
Hi and welcome race fans. You're watching the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross National Tour presented by Jetlift. We're here in gorgeous St. George, Utah for round number 4 of the National Tour. Here's just some of the things that you can expect to see today.
So we're in St. George, Utah for round 4. Unbelievable and amazing place. The views are amazing. Actually got a little bit of fun time out on the four-wheelers and side-by-sides to check out the dunes.
Yeah, you know, we out here in St. George, Utah. Venue's awesome, super hot, beautiful, nice, clean blue water. So yeah, the venue's awesome and ready to go.
You know, this is something really unique for this area. Watercross, racing jet skis, you don't think of Utah when you think of that. And we love having the jet ski racers here.
This weekend's track, you know, actually looks pretty good. You know, the left side of the track looks like some pretty nice tight switchbacks. With it being smooth, we should be able to get some really good speed down the straight.
I think the track is pretty much about the same as the last few tracks. It's pretty large and big. I think they're doing about a minute a lap for us. But today, we'll see who stays on the boat, and that's it. That's the key.
Now you know what you're going to see today. Let's take you through the track from a rider's point of view.
Here we are on board with Toshi Ohara in the Ski GP class, and off the start, it's a wide open straightaway to the first corner. Expect a lot of carnage here as the riders come together to make the first high-speed right sweeping corner onto the back section of the course. Also, this is where the hole shot takes place. As they come off the first corner, it's a hard right onto the split section. And here, Toshi takes the inside split. The split section is designed to get on open water, the opportunity to pass, avoid roost, prop wash, and lapped traffic as well. As Toshi comes out of the inside split, it's the finish line. As the racers come across the finish line, it's a high-speed straightaway in front of the crowd that leads to the left section of the track. Very technical part of the track with some sharp right and left turns. If any racers happen to miss any buoy, there's a green penalty buoy on the far right side of the track. Racers must make that up on their next lap or be penalized. As the racers make their way through the left part of the track, it's on to the back section. Very high-speed straightaway testing machine and mechanic here. That does it for a lap here at Sand Hollow Reservoir.
Those GoPro cameras really take you inside the sport. There's plenty more to come right here on Pro Watercross.
Still ahead, meet the Matsurises from South Africa. Two brothers battling it out for a championship. The pros are gearing up and ready for the qualifying rounds of racing. Stay tuned. Pro Watercross is brought to you by Hidden Trails Motorsports, Sea-Doo, Jetlift, Shark Energy, St. George, Utah, everything from A to Zion. Visit stgeorge.com. And by these fine sponsors.
Here comes the fun with Sea-Doo. From the affordable Sea-Doo Spark to the ultimate in comfort, luxury, and performance. Fun starts at just $51.99, plus other great offers in store. Visit your Sea-Doo dealer today.
Get your new Sea-Doo today at Hidden Trails Motorsports. There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
Here comes the fun with Sea-Doo. From the affordable Sea-Doo Spark to the ultimate in comfort, luxury, and performance. Fun starts at just $51.99, plus other great offers in store. Visit your Sea-Doo dealer today.
Get your new Sea-Doo today at Hidden Trails Motorsports.
Well, look what the wind blew in. Stranger, you back for the usual?
It's a little hot for the usual.
So what'd you have in mind?
Water.
You feeling daring today?
Saving room for dessert.
Welcome back to the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross National Tour presented by Jet Lift. Let's take a quick look back to round number 3 in Sparks, Nevada.
In the Pro-Am Ski GP class, it was all about a battle between the brothers from South Africa, as Dustin Mazuris held his younger brother Tyron off in the first moto, but couldn't contain the speed of his little bro in the next two. Tyron rode to a second in the first and finished first in Motos 2 and 3. Here's how the rest of the Pro-Am Ski GP class finished out. In the Sport GP class, Denny Janeway from Redding, California was out early in Moto 1 and finished first. Last year's national champ Billy Dearman struggled all weekend with boat issues and had to pull off the track, which led him to finish last overall. Kelly Smith charged hard all weekend, rounding out with a third-place podium finish, but there was no stopping this man, slamming Sam Nemi from Cooper City, Florida. Sam was fast all weekend and rode hard, taking the overall win. Here's a look at how the rest of the Sport GP class finished out. The Pro-Am Runabout Box Stock class was a close one out of the start. Troy Snyder seemed to have the fastest ski in the early going, getting out front with the hole shots. 149 Tim Ducat aboard a Sea-Doo rode hard all weekend and battled his way up to a second-place podium finish. But the weekend belonged to Monster Energy athlete Dustin Farthing, as he finished first in all 3 motos and took the overall win for the weekend, followed by Ducat in second and Troy Snyder in third. In the Pro-Am Runabout GP class, the highly modified were off the line and ready to do battle. 116 Dustin Farthing seemed to get out front and stay there. Trey Frame gave chase, but it was no challenge for Big D Dustin Farthing. Tim Ducat was on the struggle bus and had a rough weekend, finishing in last. While the weekend belonged to Big D, he took home first in all motos and the overall win in Sparks.
Well, that's what happened in Sparks, Nevada. What I'd like to do now is introduce you to the Mazuris brothers, who are battling it out in the points in Pro-Am Ski GP.
Obviously, there's a pretty interesting dynamic between me and Tyron. You know, obviously we are brothers and we do a lot of training together. We develop the boats together, and you know, honestly, he's pretty much, you know, my best friend too. So we have a really tight relationship, but on the track, I'm telling you, we pull no punches from each other. We go for it 100%.
It's awesome. I mean, I've been racing him pretty much my whole career, you know, starting back in South Africa, you know. So yeah, you know, we train together, we know each other so well, you know, we can get up within inches of each other, you know. We trust each other on the track and all that sort of stuff, but you know, when the gate drops in the main event, we're both out to win. This is my first year doing the whole tour. I've come over, for a couple of rounds over the past 2 years, but this is my first year doing the whole tour.
So far this season, we got a pretty interesting points battle going on. My brother's Tyron's actually leading the points. He's been really consistent through, the first 3 rounds. So he was able to podium the first 2 rounds and then actually win this last event.
Yeah, it feels good, as growing up and stuff, I've always, came to the World Finals and watched them race and stuff like that, and as I got older, I also wanted to start racing myself, and yeah, I'm a competitor, so as soon as from the minute I decided to race, my goal was, to be able to run with Dustin and Chris and all those guys who are up front, so yeah, now that I'm finally there, I'm really happy.
I'm really happy for him to be getting the results that he is. But at the same time, I give it 100%. I'm out there to try and win for my sponsors, and it's going to be tough racing. But at the same time, I know that he gives it 100%, so it's not going to be easy. And yeah, both of us, we want to win every moto.
We take it one event at a time. Obviously, I want to win the overall, because I've never won the national tour here before. And to be honest, with our whole team, if any one of us win, we're pretty happy, so it doesn't really matter who wins. Obviously, when we all want to win ourselves, but as long as one of our team members win the event, we're still happy.
It's a good dynamic because we push each other, and it pushes both of our levels at the end of the day, and that's what we want. We want to put our K1s in the front and put on a good show for the spectators.
Yeah, it looks good for us this weekend, but yeah, there's a lot of good riders, and it's going to be a stacked field, so anything can happen.
You'll be able to find Dustin and Tyron Matsuris doing battle all year long on the national tour. But now, time for your tech tip, brought to you by Bomber Eyewear.
Hi, my name is Chris Haggis with Pro Watercraft Racing, KMG, and Mystic Lubricants, and I want to talk to you about Jet Trim. Jet Trim's been one of my sponsors for a lot of years. It is a traction system for the standing area of your stand-up watercraft. They're an industry staple, not only for the stand-up watercraft, but for the sit-downs and the sport class watercraft as well. The advantage you get with Jet Trim, not only is the quality really good, but their rib design and how they lay out their mats and lifters and the little things they do help you connect better to your stand-up watercraft, sit down, whatever you're riding. Jet Trim for me basically is something that I would never race without. Whether you're a hard, aggressive rider like myself, or if you're just a recreational rider, their product stands the test of time, and the quality is something that is unmatched in our industry. Jet Trim's product line, it goes across the board for many watercraft. In fact, all watercraft. Their seat covers, to their foot trays, to the stand-up pads. If it's a new watercraft or an old watercraft, they have it in stock. They're based out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and they offer great service, and the product is top-notch. There is nothing else. Jet Trim is the industry standard.
Welcome back to the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross National Tour presented by Jet Lift. Well, you know, on the National Tour, we really get the opportunity to race in some world-class locations and venues, and St. George, Utah is one of them.
We're here in Sand Hollow Park here in St. George, Utah. This place is crazy beautiful. I mean, look at all the red sand, the lake, the water, the mountains. I mean, the whole place is just, it's unreal. I come from Bradenton, Florida, so it's dead flat. We do have a pretty ocean and a pretty beach, but when you come here, it's just so, like, it's amazingly different. So yeah, I really enjoy coming here to see these sites.
You know, having a race in my home state, you know, it's the shortest drive for us. It's only 4 hours. It's a beautiful place to come to. I mean, last year was great racing, great track. Now experiencing racing all over the world. I mean, we've been to Dubai, China, you know, Qatar, just a lot of crazy countries that most people don't get to go to, and you still come to like this race venue and it's just gorgeous. I mean, this is one of my favorite race venues, and not because it's close to home, just because of how beautiful it is. Yeah, you know, being in Sand Hollow, there's just so many things that are so close by that you can do. You can go to Zion National Park, you can ride all the UTVs up here in the Red Dunes. You know, you got the lake where you can boat, jet ski, do whatever you want, you know, cool down, and then of course you can go into town and get some good food, and you know, there's some good little shops and everything, so it's a pretty awesome town.
So Sand Hollow State Park and Sand Hollow Reservoir, just one of the neatest areas that we have in this area. And for the people that live here, sometimes we take it for granted, but really, you can come right on out, you can enjoy an event like this, see professional racers doing things that you've never seen before, and just have a great time at the beach. It really is wonderful.
To find out more about St. George, Utah, we've set up some links on our website. Just go to prowatercross.com. Now, let's take a look at some of the qualifying rounds right here at St. George.
Moto 1 of the Pro-Am Runabout GP class. The highly modified boats are off. Trey Frame on a Hidden Trails Sea-Doo pulls the hole shot. Farthing takes the inside split, but can't outlaw the power of Trey Frame. Frame would go on to win Moto 1, followed by Farthing and Tim Ducat. In Moto 2 of the Pro-Am Runabout GP class, the footsteps would follow the same as Moto 1. Frame gets out front with the hole shot and early lead, followed by Farthing in second and Ducat in third. Farthing would put on a charge, but couldn't reel in Frame. Frame would take the win in Moto 2, followed by Farthing in second and Ducat in third. Moto 1 of Sport GP, the vintage class. Off the line, it was a close one coming into the first corner, but it was number 13, Sam Niemi, with the hole shot, followed by Kelly Smith and Billy Dearman battling for second. Smith would pull away from Dearman, while Niemi put on the jets and rode to first in an easy win, followed by Smith in second and Dearman in third. In Moto 2 of the Sport GP class, Billy Dearman had a great start and looked like he had the hole shot. But there was no stopping slamming Sam Niemi as he got out front and pulled the hole shot for himself. Dearman gave chase but couldn't catch Niemi. Kelly Smith rode in a comfortable third the entire race, while Niemi would go on to take the win in Moto 2, followed by Dearman in second. Moto 1 of the Pro-Am Runabout GP class. The highly modified boats are off. Trey Frame on a Hidden Trails Sea-Doo pulls the hole shot. Farthing takes the inside split, but can't outlaw the power of Trey Frame. Frame would go on to win Moto 1, followed by Farthing and Tim Ducat. In Moto 2 of the Pro-Am Runabout GP class, the footsteps would follow the same as Moto 1. Frame gets out front with the hole shot and early lead, followed by Farthing in second and Ducat in third. Farthing would put on a charge, but couldn't reel in Frame. Frame would take the win in Moto 2, followed by Farthing in second and Ducat in third. In Moto 1 of Ski GP, 14 of the fastest go for the hole shot as we go on board with number 24, Derek Helm. It was Dustin Matsuris with the hole shot and early lead, followed by Toshi Ohara, Pete Zernick, and Aaron Gawecki. Toshi would eventually get around Matsuris in lap traffic for the lead and take Moto 1, followed by Matsuris in second and David Redinger in third. Moto 2 was off to a rough start as David Redinger pulled the hole shot, but the red flag came up and demanded a restart. On the restart, it was another intense battle as Toshi O'Hara came out front this time with a hole shot, followed by Dustin Matsouras and Brock Austin. Austin would eventually take the outside split and pass Dustin for second. Meanwhile, Toshi out front with a nice lead would end up missing a buoy and not making up the penalty buoy, which gave Brock Austin the win in Moto 2, followed by Dustin Matsouras in second and Ian Roberts in third. Toshi dropped to fifth after being penalized for that missed buoy.
Up next, it's the final rounds. Who's going to walk away with the Red Desert Championship? Stay tuned.
Here comes the fun with Sea-Doo. From the affordable Sea-Doo Spark to the ultimate in comfort, luxury, and performance. Fun starts at just $51.99, plus other great offers in store. Visit your Sea-Doo dealer today.
Get your new Sea-Doo today at Hidden Trails Motorsports.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
Here comes the fun with Sea-Doo. From the affordable Sea-Doo Spark to the ultimate in comfort, luxury, and performance. Fun starts at just $51.99, plus other great offers in store. Visit your Sea-Doo dealer today.
Get your new Sea-Doo today at Hidden Trails Motorsports.
Well, look what the wind blew in. Stranger, you back for the usual?
It's a little hot for the usual.
So what'd you have in mind?
Water.
You feeling daring today?
Saving room for dessert.
Pro Watercross is brought to you by Hidden Trails Motorsports, Sea-Doo, Jetlift, Shark Energy, St. George, Utah. Everything from A to Zion. Visit stgeorge.com. These fine sponsors. And a special thanks to Hurricane Utah.
Welcome back. You're watching the Hidden Trails Sea-Doo Pro Watercross National Tour presented by Jetlift. Well, the pros are geared up and ready for the final moto. Let's go racing.
In Moto 3, the final moto for Pro-Am Runabout Box Stock class, Dustin Farthing was nowhere to be found on the line after having boat issues in Moto 2. It was Troy Snyder with the hole shot and taking the outside split. Jeff Dykowski goes for the inside split. Snyder holds it together as Dykowski's boat has no Dykowski. Tim Ducat on a Sea-Doo moves into second. It was a battle between Snyder and Ducat, but Troy Snyder would hold on to the victory and overall win this weekend.
It's great. You know, I was kind of due a win here. Can't thank Dean Charrier with Dean's team. I can't thank Tim Judge Motorsports. Without those two guys, you know, we couldn't come here to the elevation and put it in a winner's circle.
The final moto for the Sport GP class is on the line, and they're off. Billy Dearman gets off the line with a good start, but soon takes the roost of Sam Nemi and Kelly Smith. Coming into the first corner, it was a tight battle between Smith and Nemi. Nemi pulls the hole shot and takes the outside split, while Smith takes the inside split. Dearman follows Nemi on the outside and gets past Smith for second. Dearman would put on a charge, but couldn't catch the speedy Nemi. Nemi would go on to win Moto 3 and take the overall followed by Billy Dearman in second and Kelly Smith in third.
Knock on wood, I've been undefeated for the whole season. I've got Judge Motorsports with my engines, build my engines, keeping them fast. We really hit it. I mean, the ski just handles so good. It hooks up in the rough water so good. I mean, I hate to say it, but it was a walk in the park out there today.
Moto 3 and the final moto of the Pro-Am runabout is on the line, and they're gone. Just look at this view aboard Trey Frame. Here's the definition of prop wash. Racers get stuck behind this and it sucks all their momentum right out from underneath. Coming into the first corner, it's Trey Frame with the hole shot, followed by 116 Dustin Farthing and 149 Tim Ducat. Throughout Moto 3, it was evenly spaced and a comfortable race, if that. Trey Frame would go on to take the overall and win, followed by Farthing in second and Ducat in third.
We ran really good, finally had a good weekend of not breaking down, basically. We kind of put it all together, and three moto wins. First, arguably the best that's ever ridden, a runabout, Dustin Farthing. So anytime you can beat that guy, I mean, you've done something, and pretty proud of what we've been able to do this weekend.
The final moto for Ski GP is on the line, ready, and they're off. It was a tight battle for the hole shot as we're on board with Dustin Matsouris, and woo, Toshi and Dustin almost get into it. Brock Austin pulls the hole shot and seems to have boat issues. Later on, we found out that his throttle got stuck wide open. Toshi Ohara would take over first, followed by David Redinger in second and Dustin Matsouris in third. Tyron Matsouris sat in a comfortable fourth, trying to catch his older brother Dustin. Dustin was hot on Redinger's wake, trying to move into second, but couldn't quite reel him in. The race would stay pretty stagnant throughout. It was Toshi Ohara with the commanding lead coming across the finish line to take the win and overall in St. George.
It's not easy to beat the fastest riders, but I could win because of the Profos. If no Profos, I couldn't win.
Well, that's going to do it for round number 4 in the Red Desert Championship. We'll see you next time on the East Coast for round number 5. To keep up to date, just visit us online at prowatercross.com, or you can like us on Facebook. I want to say a big thank you to all of our sponsors, racers, and fans. I'm Dawn Dawson. Thanks for watching the Pro Watercross National Tour. We'll see you next time.
Next time on Pro Watercross, we head back east to the Jersey Shore in Atlantic City for the Moto Surf Championship Jersey style. Record-breaking crowds and race action like no other. All that and more next time on Pro Watercross.